And we are live. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today and to have this live today. This is our demo day. And first, please apologize for my voice. Caught a little bit a colds from NFT Paris from last week. So my voice is losing me, but that's okay because the purpose of this demo day is for you to listen to our members because it's going to be a fun one. We're going to have 5 games showcasing their games in live. And if you know what is our demo day, at the end of each session, each presentation from our members, you will have a question and you will need to answer that question. So you will need to put the answer on the chat and for a chance for you to win an NFT or any other rewards from the project that you will see and you will learn today. So without any further ado, I would like to start right away by welcoming Befar from Forest Nights. It's very cool to have you on the show today. The stage is yours, so feel free to share the game when you're ready.
All right, thank you very much, Fluff. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here. My name is Befar. I'm founder and CEO of Chrono Games. We are a Web3 native gaming studio based in Hamburg, Germany. And today I would like to demo one of our games called Forest Night. It's a turn-based strategy game for mobile, so I'm going to use an emulator on a PC. So on mobile, it's going to even look a bit better. As I said, so Forest Night is a turn-based strategy game for mobile in a fantasy theme. This is more casual to mid-core. It is heavily inspired from Heroes of Might and Magic and injects a lot of RPG elements into it. And it is powered by a decentralized item ecosystem.
But you might need to go full screen.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Perfect. You got
Better?
it.
Good. The game is right now on Android Early Access. So this is the Android, this is a public build we are going to look at. And maybe we jumped right into a battles to see some game mechanics at the start already, because I think this is a more important aspect of Web3 gaming right now. Oh, no. I'm not on the right. Don't tell me I'm the right. I'm wrong. That's it. If it would be Y Combinator, I would have been disqualified. Anyway, till its updates, because we actually launched the patch today, so that's a funny thing. But okay. I can continue while we're doing. So basically,
before, if you need more time, what we could do as well is ask another member who's ready to showcase the games and maybe
that would be cool. That would be fine. Yes, please.
Okay,
thank you.
Let's do that. I don't know if John is ready to showcase the and to do the presentation right away. You tell me, John, or Chris, if you're ready as well. Let's wait a little bit if John is ready to display the game.
But I can also continue if you want to. It's no problem.
If you feel like you're ready, it's up to you.
Yeah. No worries.
I'm fine jumping in too, so that's
okay. Okay, appreciate it.
Okay, perfect. So here you go, Chris.
All right, just gonna share my screen.
Perfect. I think I'm seeing this. Perfect. Okay, you're ready to go.
Okay. So yeah, I am Chris Adcock, the founder and CEO of Max Level Studios, and we are building Oldor. Oldor is a Souls-like MMORPG being built in UE5. And we're demoing today the Dread Arena, which is our first playable mode. It is in a closed alpha on the Elixir game launcher. We launched this about a month ago, so you may have seen it if you're on Web3 Twitter, because we've pretty much been covered by all of the top content creators, which we were really pleased with, but getting great responses from the demo so far. So this is the first version. We do have an update that we're working on, but essentially this is like it's a small single-player game mode, wave-based. That's a proof of concept of what we're building. Shows off our fighting mechanics, basic movement camera system. Kind of gives you an idea of the style that we're going for. And I say a Souls-like MMO. You can think like Elden Ring mixed with the social mechanics and economy of like a World of Warcraft. So in this mode, after each wave, it presents you with 3 random upgrades and shows you your stat upgrades here. So we can see these different upgrades here. Like this one, you'll learn is a really rare one. In the next version, we're going to be showing the rare upgrades. And you also see like we have a weapon upgrade option. So we have 3 weapons in the current build. The shield, which is really just an upgrade for the sword. You just keep the same sword and get a shield with it. We also have the halberd and katana, and hopefully I get those so we can kind of show those off. But yeah, so we've added a lot of basic movement combat. It feels really good. Like, I mean, in my opinion, I'm a big gamer, so it feels good to me. It's got combos like you just see here, the little finisher. We have a block mechanic, which is not super useful. That's something we're still working on, the block feature to make that more like a parry, so that you can get a bonus for like returning combat. You know, getting lucky with the weapon upgrades here. So choose the halberd, which is the favorite weapon right now. It's pretty much everybody's favorite. Has more range. This version does have a few bugs and other issues we're working on. The lock-on mechanic is improving. We're also making it a little more challenging, because that's one thing we're going for with the like Souls-like genre, is to have challenging gameplay that, you know, you can, if you play it enough times and you really like learn the patterns, you can do better. You get a better sense of accomplishment there. And I've just got an ability, which we can see down at the bottom on my hotbar. So I'll use that so we can see what that looks like. These have visual effects with them.
How many stages you actually can reach? Like, or what could be the maximum of stages you are able to reach right now?
So it's actually infinite waves. That was the design, but we did like manually put in the waves, so it goes up to 45. But we really thought it would be like impossible to get past wave 20 or so. But we kind of found out that some gamers are really good and they like learn the enemy patterns. And we've seen some streamers on Twitch get to wave 43. Like, I mean, they're getting right up there towards like where we put the cap. So we're gonna have to like the next version, it is going to get a little more challenging. We'll be adding some more waves. But yeah, so to talk a little bit about the vision of the full game. So this is a fun, like replayable mode, which we are going to be adding leaderboards, co-op, so you can play with your friends. It's all multiplayer replicated, so this is designed for multiplayer. All right, I got that other weapon, that katana. Now, with the full MMO, one thing we did differently is we broke up the game into these deliverables, because obviously investors and game developers know that MMOs are very expensive and time consuming, and often run into delays and other challenges. So we broke up our game into these different phases with clear deliverables. So we've got this mode, which is single player, shows off the fighting movement mechanics. But then our next mode is our PvP mode. We feel like that MMOs really failed to innovate to capture the more competitive and casual gamers. And what they've tried to do to capture that audience has kind of made the MMO experience worse. So what we're doing is pulling like PvP forward. So instead of you having to play an MMO and grind to end game to get to the PvP mode, so you can play with your friends or play competitively, that's going to be our onboarding mechanism. So you'll be able to play our PvP arena, and then we'll draw you into a faction PvP mode where it's in the persistent world. You're joining a faction, so you're part of a larger story. But then it becomes more of a sticky mode, because you're now in this like larger story with that persistent world, that you're changing the landscape. And then our last mode is the open world, which is it allows us to kind of like set a slower pace add in dungeons and quests and crafting. I didn't do very well there. I'm not as good as at playing while talking. This is a challenging game for sure. But yeah, so the final mode is the open world, which not only lets us give the players that like kind of slow down vertical progression system, but it also lets us put all the cost on the back end. MMOs, a lot of the expense and time is in the content for the open world. So we're able to deliver that, competitive PvP mode early, and then the faction mode lets us kind of bring in the persistent world, introduce all our servers, so we can have the regional experience, and then we bring in the open world where we have the full experience, but it's also more rewarding and sticky for players that are into the like RPG genre. So, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, World of Warcraft, games like that.
How do you bring ownership of or any kind of blockchain and NFT use case within the game? How do you explain what you could do with blockchain and NFTs, if you have to say so, on the game? But what's your visions as regard with what you could do with blockchain?
Yeah, so to us, the big value add of blockchain is giving players the enhanced ownership of their assets, on-chain transparency, verifiable scarcity, so they can see and interact with the items that they own in a brand new way. And also something that's not talked about in the space that we're really bullish on is letting it build out our ecosystem beyond just our experience. So, a lot of games talk about UGC, so the user generated content, but we see blockchain enabling a new type of UGC that is not just in the game. If players take their Oldor characters and game items and use those in other third-party experiences, community-built experiences, that enhances our ecosystem. It adds life to our game and adds revenue. So that's one aspect that we are really interested in.
Super interesting. Awesome. Would you like to ask a question now, or you have something else to show? Tell me what you think.
Yeah. So and just to mention again, so like this is in a closed alpha. It's on the Elixir game launcher. It's actually one of the most played games on Elixir. If anyone's interested, though, let us know. We'll be glad to give you access to try the game out. But yeah, so our question today is, and I did mention this earlier, but besides the sword and shield, what are the other two weapon upgrades available in the Dread Arena? And we are giving away one of our Genesis collection, an Oldor Guardian, if you can, the first person that answers that question.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for the presentation, Chris. Really appreciate it. So I just put display the question on screen. As I said at the beginning, the idea is for you to give you some time to actually answer that question, and maybe we will wait, Chris, after the presentation, the next presentation, if we can see first good answers, and you will or I will, you decide who should take the responsibility of choosing a winner. But thanks again for the presentation. Really appreciate it. Before, would you like to do the presentation before we select the winner for Chris?
Yeah, sure thing.
Awesome.
If that works. All right. Hopefully this time's the charm. So thank you very much for giving me another chance. As I said, my name is Befa, CEO of Forest Knight, and let's directly jump into the game, I would say, because first of all, the Oldor looked really good, so I definitely need that access code, by the way, Chris. And let's jump to our game now.
Give me the link on the private chat, Chris, and I will share it with everyone on the main chat if you want to. Sorry, Befa.
No worries. So the game is a turn-based strategy game for mobile. So what we really try to do is to mix the free-to-play mobile market with the Web3 market. So our first goal or our first focus was always to create a fun and an enjoyable mobile game, and then add the Web3 aspect on top of it. And I'm gonna explain that further later on, but let's jump to gameplay maybe to understand the core loop and core mechanic of the game. as I said, it's a turn-based tactics game. So basically, it's a mix of chess with a bit of a strategy in it, in a less hardcore mode like chess. So basically, each hero we have 3 heroes. Each hero has certain abilities and movement patterns. We have range hero, we have a melee hero. For example, this is the assassin. Melee is a melee hero, and he can move on the battlefield in a certain ways and in certain amount. So they have a better movement skill. If maybe they're more tanks, so they cannot move that much. And they have a different range of attack. So these are range. So the archer was the range hero, so she can attack this block. And then afterwards, we don't have any movement points anymore. We end our turn. The enemies' turn, they do their moves, and then you can see there are obstacles on a battlefield, and that's like the idea behind this game. So we want to make sure you need to kind of strategize where you position yourself when you want to attack, when you don't want to attack. For example, if you move forward and attack, you cannot use the rest of your movement points anymore. So you need to understand, okay, is it a good time to attack? Should I go back or not? And this creates some sort of strategic decision making. This is, of course, is a very basic level, so it should be very easy. And now we come to the interesting part. Each hero has a special ability. These special abilities interact with the field in a very different way. So, for example, the assassin has like a special ability that attacks everything near her. And I can activate it. It's a one-time activation. And this makes the game, you need to make sure, okay, when do I activate my special ability? And also the way that it interacts with the field is very differently. So you need to make sure, okay, when do I activate it to make sure I hit many heroes, many enemies. Sometimes it's not a good idea to activate it because there's better time to do it. And this way we won. And this is a very good example. We really wanted to make sure that it seems like a mobile game. So you have very similar mobile game experiences from timed currencies, different currencies. The game itself has a lot of heroes you can choose from. We just released the newest one is the Wukong hero, and we're still on the very gameplay level. So now for example, when the player starts playing, they don't even know that's a blockchain game till they reach the first boss, and then they can see, okay, there's an FT drop here. You can see the supply, everything, but this is still not a mandatory step. So we do a lot of lazy mint. So that means still as a player, there should not be an onboarding issue, even if she or he doesn't have any wallet. And this is how the economy basically starts. So in Forest Night, the economy is very around the items rather than the heroes themselves. So this is very distinct decision, because we want to make sure everyone can try out different hero combinations. Because as I said, there are like 3 heroes you can try out, and you need to like build your team around it. And one of the pain points would be, okay, if the heroes are NFTs and you need to like always change and buy and sell, it doesn't really give too much, or give it kind of takes away from the gameplay, and that's our main point. We want to make sure it doesn't take anything from the core gameplay, but it just enhances it. So the NFT economy and the Web3 comes in the form of equipment. We have, for example, a showcase here. So we have virtual items just normally, so everyone can play. We have also NFT items, or digital collectibles, we would say. But as I said, these are you can earn them for free in the game by just playing. That's the very important aspect of us. For example, here drops another one. Here drops another one. We also have a what is called a probability protection. So we have so-called shards, because at the end, chance can be a pain. So we have a crafting system where you can where you can craft chests to receive NFTs out of it randomly. And this we are still talking about the very free to play game. So the more you can play, the more you can get these NFTs. And as I said, these NFTs are still not mandatory for your gameplay. You still don't need to connect any wallet. You can still use it. But now comes the layer on top. If you want to, you can. So you can connect your wallet as I did, and you can transfer the NFTs you have to your wallet directly. If you pay the gas, everything is free on chain. And what we do is we use so-called transfer potion. So we kind of gamify the project. So the process, because it's very important for Web3 games is the extraction of value and injection of value. It's a very important aspect you need to monetize, not monetize, to monitor, and to make sure there is enough injection of value before an extraction. We have built like in-game system called transfer potion. So the more you play to get the transfer potion, it depends also on your VIP level, which I'm gonna go talk about it. But it makes the economy more secure. So if you're a good player and you play a lot, you can transfer your NFTs to your wallet and go to the secondary market, merge them. For example, we have a merge mechanic, which I would show maybe here. So we have a marketplace here, but it's nothing special. But we have, for example, a merge system. So you choose one NFT, and you can use different NFTs in the same rarity to merge together, and you kind of enhance that NFT or that item by burning those two. So basically, we want to make sure the players are creating new stuff. By that I mean the skill of the weapon is going to get randomized, and you can get another different stats. Why is it interesting for the economy? It is basically, for example, I'm a player who likes to play the Livia character. And Livia character, for example, a sweet piercer, and this is poison damage. But there's no Livia character which has, for example, let's say a slow effect. If someone managed to create a Livia weapon with that slow effect, because it's randomized, this player can bring me value, and I have a need for that weapon. So what we want to try to do is we want to make sure the digital collectability and the digital ownership of these items we have, they are actually useful and they make sense. So before we do any decisions, okay, should we put it on-chain or not? We always ask ourselves, okay, does the player benefit it more if it's on-chain or not? And that's how we want to kind of create this NFT and digital collectible economy where players create new NFTs for each other based on their needs. And of course, the meta of the game changes. This was, for example, the PvE section of the game. So it starts with a nice campaign. You can go through it. You have a lot of levels, a lot of mini bosses, and you get stronger and stronger. And then there is a PvP section of the game, which is a live 1v1 battle with seasons. We just with rank reward, season reward, we just concluded our season 1 with 250,000 night reward for the top players. So there is this social and social interaction of the game where players really there's sort of demand for certain stuff. So we want to make sure the economy itself handles that, and slowly as the game progresses, we go back from the economy side as developers. Chris mentioned UGC, and that's something we're looking into. This is a very primitive form of UGC, of course, because at the end, players are gonna have endless combinations they can create, which doesn't exist, and each NFT, of course, is unique. So if I, for example, merge this now, there's who knows what exactly is going to come out of it, and who is going to value from it, or is it from maybe myself is going to value from it, and that's how we want to kind of continue with the development. where we allow players to kind of create experiences for each other, while we as a game developer and publisher facilitate these by providing tools and infrastructure for them to really really be able to first um, realize their creativity. If it's, let's say, game design, is it, for example, battle map design? So we, for example, we want to make sure we are we have a land in our roadmap. We want to make sure players can create campaigns for each other and put it on their lands and give it utility for them, and players can enter those campaigns by entering with the entry fee and continue playing. So to conclude, I would say, just talked way too much. What we're trying to achieve is really mixing the free-to-play with the Web3 market by focusing on the game side first, and make sure whenever we create this digital ownership and digital assets or complexity into the game, it directly benefits the players, because we are allowing a new mechanic or new game design opportunity, which was not possible in the traditional gaming section, and also allowing the monetization of your time and efforts as a community member.
That's perfect. Actually, that's exactly what I wanted to say by by giving a conclusion about what you just show us. It's a perfect way as well to learn about ownership through the game and the progression of the game as a player. So if it makes sense for the player, it makes sense for the game developers to bring ownership of digital assets. So thanks a lot, Befa, for showing this. And we will see, but I would love to. We might have the opportunity. We will talk together about that. But we might have the opportunity to showcase the game during GDC San Francisco. We will have this chat for sure in a few hours, I'd say.
Awesome.
But thanks again, Befa, for the demo. And do you know the question you would like to ask to the audience?
Yes. So the question we would like to ask is, who's the newest hero has joined the First Night roster? I briefly said it at the start, I think.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be able to actually answer that question. We're gonna maybe wait a little bit before selecting the winner, because we actually got people who answered the first question from Chris' presentation. I don't know, Chris, if you want to take the lead of choosing a winner, or you want me to do it. Tell me what you prefer.
You go ahead.
I'll go ahead. Okay, that's okay. So I would say I would choose the first one, which is Ashraf Abiside. I think it's a good answer. You tell me if it's not, but I feel like it's a good answer.
That's it.
Right? Okay, perfect. So Ashraf, for your information, what will happen for you winner and for the other winners after that, I will share right away a form where you will be able to fill out the form and actually claim your NFTs. And by filling out the form, I will be able to put you in contact with Chris' team to give you the prize as promised. So congrats, and I will share the link of the form very, very soon. And giving a few time, but actually, you know what, before I just saw a lot of good answers. I think if you can see it as well, but I see a lot of comments with the name of this beautiful monkey. Do you want to select the winner?
No, please do that. So there's
okay.
Yeah.
I will do that. I will take the responsibility.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, because I saw also some of our mods in the chat, so I'm not allowed to say anything.
okay. No problem. So I would say okay, this one, because you're one of the fastest to answer. So maybe it's one of your mod as well, but Kilo Baked YouTube, you will be able to claim your price as well as soon as I put the link in the description. So congrats for you too. Awesome. So after that, thanks guys for the presentation. It was very interesting to see the game. And for the next one, I don't know if John can hear us. If you're ready to show and talk about MetaJuice, give me a sign if so. Yeah, I think you are.
Sure.
Perfect. Hi, John.
For sure, Flavia. I can pop in here and kind of give a good overview of what we're doing over at MetaJuice and in our InView metaverse. So just real quick, I'm the president and one of the founders of a company called MetaJuice that is crypto enabling the metaverse. And in fact, we've integrated crypto assets, NFTs, not only kind of stable coins, but soon exchange traded tokens into what is the world's largest Web3 social metaverse called InView. And I'll walk you guys through a little bit of the demo. Also do a little side plug for the BGA. We've been a BGA member for maybe a little over a year and a half, and it's been an awesome organization to be a part of and be active in. So Flavian, super happy to be back and sharing what's new over here at InView. Let me share my screen. I'll take you guys right into the InView application. InView is a metaverse that's been around for 15 plus years. It's available in the iOS stores, Android devices, desktop applications, and of course the web. I'm showing off the desktop application here. This is my cool looking avatar today and kind of my home area. It's really a social centric metaverse. So you can imagine there's over 100,000 active rooms, spaces, lands, beaches, nightclubs, all kinds of activities. 13 languages are supported. Our users are in over 120 different countries. So there's always thousands and thousands of users on our platform. We call it we've kind of substantiated it's the largest Web3 metaverse because, we've got millions and millions of monthly active users, a little over 700,000 daily active users. And of course, there's millions of transactions every month on the platform as users are not only transacting, interacting with each other, but also, as you might imagine in the metaverse, shopping, right? Buying all kinds of digital assets. There's over 60 million different assets, from furniture to rooms to buildings to, of course, clothes, avatar shapes, and of course, the new introduction, which I'll talk about, of NFTs that are deeply integrated into the experience. So you can imagine, all kinds of transactions happening on this platform. One key point about the InView metaverse is that it's completely community driven. So all of the items in the marketplaces, all of the rooms and experiences and places and nightclubs, they're all run by the community themselves, by users. If you create digital goods, we call you a creator. Otherwise, there's over 200,000 active earners on the platform. So whether it's digital goods or digital services, which I'll talk about. So it's a really vibrant economy. Really made it great to easily integrate kind of crypto assets and Web3 kind of capabilities because our users are used to all of these kind of activities. So I'll take you into the application here. Well, I'll show you one more thing real quick. We've integrated kind of wallets and custody. So whether it's your NFTs or in this case, Vcoin, so a wallet kind of fully integrated into the platform. Here's InView credits and activity. I'll take us into the rooms, of course, is a key part, and a room can also be a beach setting or, a chalet in the mountains. But let me pop into here some of my favorite rooms and maybe we can find some other friends of ours to show you guys all this activity. I'll focus, showing a little bit of I'll call it the gameplay, the metaverse play. By the way, these rooms are created by the community themselves, but I'll also kind of focus obviously on all the Web3 integrated capabilities and technology. So as the room loads, and it's a pretty rich room with capabilities, you'll see some of my friends pop in here. I got folks in all kinds of different activities at this beach setting. Here I'm now underneath here holding on to an octopus, looks like. See if I can pop up here. Get a little closer to the beach. A key part of these platforms is being really social with other users, hanging out, dancing, enjoying each other here. And if I had the sound going, these environments are often run like small businesses where access to this say beach club might be run by a host who actually has set all this up, has maybe hired a DJ to DJ songs through the night. Maybe even some of the dancers are friends who are active in this platform. And in some cases, they might even have like an entrance fee. I'll see So I'll see here if I can kind of gift or send some Vcoin. And Vcoin is a stable coin. It's an ERC20 that's integrated into the platform. We actually worked with the SEC and earned a no action letter, which means it's not a security in the US or elsewhere. And so it's really a compliant stable coin that we're able to use to gift to people. I'm going to pay the DJ here for a little access to the room. Again, just real quick, users don't need to know how to use MetaMask or, cut and paste an Ethereum address or work through sometimes the complicated parts of the Web3 space that we love so much. And I think that's a huge part of why adoption's been so fast, right? Over 1 million plus active wallets, all of the NFT drops that are going into the platform that are just integrated into the marketplace are selling out in minutes. And so we really think, at least if you're a Web 2 company moving into the Web 3 space, the more you can seamlessly integrate all this cool Web 3 technology and ownership, if that's done the right way, usage can really kind of go off the charts, so to speak. There's also ways here, users can earn Vcoin and cash it out. I'd say that the first crypto asset we introduced was Vcoin, this stable coin. Our users really wanted kind of cash for the metaverse. And so users didn't have to pop out of our experience anymore and pay each other in PayPal or Venmo or WePay. Instead, they could just right-click on a user in the ecosystem and pay each other in Vcoin. I'll show here at the end of the demo kind of how it's easy to click and kind of exit with your token assets and convert that into cash. That was kind of piece one. What we're really excited about and what is new, what was integrated late last year was NFTs. And so we've started to integrate. So it's still a smaller set of the overall catalog, our NFTs, but actual NFTs. So for the first time, our users could truly own the assets they were purchasing. They could resell these assets in the secondary market. There, of course, could be exclusivity. So instead of just one of thousands of items in the marketplace, a creator could decide, is this a one of 1, 1 of 10, 1 of 1,000 kind of items and NFTs? And you can see here, I'll click on Kiwi King. That is one of the team members at here, and you can get a little glimpse of their of the NFT that she is wearing. I can check out, I can see in her name that's kind of up in lights here that she has an NFT. She's got these Neo boots. I can even kind of click on this and understand the details of the NFT that I know Ashley is behind this avatar of the kind of the provenance or the activity behind this NFT that she's wearing, its past sales history. I can tell if she has it for sale right now. And then even for myself. So this is my guy dancing around here. He's wearing an NFT. It's going to be a little hard to grab my little NFT logo here when I'm dancing so hard, but I can get a little information on my NFT. And then also, here, let me move over to a little more settled down environment. I can kind of check out the inventory and what I'm wearing. This is a way users' status and having unique products or things that are rare is a real part of the experience inside InView. There's a lot of the users that obviously as they dress up and express themselves, NFTs is kind of the next level of that. So here, one can see the items that they own themselves, they access, and I could put it up for sale. I could list this NFT that I purchased in the secondary market. And I'd say it seems about 20 to 30% of the items that are purchased on our platform are ending up in the secondary market. And obviously there's a lot of interest in that activity to date. So that's some of the cool stuff coming. You'll see one of the big things coming here in the next quarter is that we'll activate NFTs in our creator tools. So our global set of creators uploads about 7,000 new items a day. They all go through a review process. They'll be able to, in the upload tool, actually mint and turn their creations into NFTs if they so choose. That will obviously greatly expand the number of NFTs in our platform. And I'd say already we're in the top 5 to top 10, depending on the day of the week, in the collectibles category of NFT unique users and buyers in DApp Radar. So we're super excited about that kind of happening. But you can get a good feel here for the ecosystem and the use. I'd say, our economy, because it's so open and it's the community that drives it, we really put these tools into the hands of our creators and our earners and our users on the platform. and they'll figure out awesome ways to drive an economy in this ecosystem. I think at a high level, I've shown off, I really wanted to make sure you guys got a little bit of a feel. And I think folks have probably all been in avatar form in cool metaverses. I want to make sure that I shared kind of Vcoin, NFTs. And then I will say briefly that we have a new token that will be available very shortly here to the public, really to non-US and non-Canadian users. But it'll be exchange listed token. There's lots more information about it at the MetaJuice sites and links that we'll share here at the end of my presentation. So for regulatory purposes, I won't go into all kinds of details around that asset. I will though show here quickly from the wallet. So from the experience itself, users can click and take their crypto assets off platform. I'm going to change what I'm presenting from in just a second here to show you. And when they can click, they can pop over to, hope you guys can see this, looks like you can. I popped over here to my Uphold account. So we've integrated Uphold as kind of our integrated custody partner. Uphold also runs the back end of the Brave browser. So if anybody has engaged with the BAT token or the Brave browser, very likely they've dealt with Uphold. It's been a great partner of ours. As they take their assets off platform, and here you can see some Vcoin, the price of Vcoin, it's a fixed asset. They're able to do anything they want with these assets. They own these crypto assets that they earn or purchase in the InView metaverse. And so the ability to convert Vcoin to fiat and then that into any other crypto asset one would desire. The same thing will happen here with Vcore, or this new asset that will come out later this spring. And so it's to the goal that we have of really making the interactions as seamless as we can. Users do have to KYC one time if they want to take their assets off platform. But when you've got a really large active metaverse that's been around for a while, integrating this the right way, we think is really key and important. So, at a high level, Flavian, that's kind of my 10 minutes, maybe in 6 minutes or so. But I appreciate the opportunity to share some of the great things happening on the platform.
Well, I actually thank you a lot, John, because it's the first time I'm seeing this, and actually it's pretty cool the way you bring in the community and the creators into one platform and having liquidity for every kind of creation the community could have and could imagine in the platform as well, and how smooth you integrate the NFTs and the purchase of NFTs on the platform as well is very exciting. So thanks a lot, John, for showing that. It's very cool. So as you may understood, at the end of each presentation, you need to ask a question. Do you know yours?
Yes, I think it was a question of what metaverse or what platform is one able to purchase Vcoin on.
Exactly. What's the name of the AMF you currently use to purchase NFT on platform? Is that it? Is that?
Yes. Yes. It looks like we might even have the answer in the question. So this is one of those easy ones. And
so it's an easy one.
It's all good. It's all good. It's a friendly environment at the BGA.
Yes,
and I think, I think we're going to gift a good chunk of Vcoin so users can pop in and purchase some of these NFTs and check out the experience. So.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, John. Obviously, we will wait a little bit before so we can collect every answers. But thanks again for the presentation. Really appreciate it. I'm sure that I will see you maybe not in 2 weeks because you will be you won't be at GDC San Francisco, but I hope in the US in the following weeks.
I'm sure we'll see you soon. I'm sure a good portion of the team will be at the game at GDC.
Awesome.
In a few weeks, and a couple will be in Paris for Blockchain Week. But
that's great.
Hope to see everybody soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. But let me see, just because actually I'm already seeing some answers. So guys are pretty fast of giving some answers. What I could do, I don't know if you can see the answers yourself, John, on the comment section in the right corner. But we did have some answers.
I probably can here. I'll see my comments. Lots of great answers here.
You don't have to pick one. I can do it. Usually.
Okay. I think, is it possible that Vex was the first one with InView in there? Kind of that's the platform.
I think it's fair to say that Vex should be the winner. Okay, perfect. So, congrats, Vex. Well, was a good one. So As I said, fill out the form. I share the link just before. You will need to fill out the form, and I will make sure to put you in contact with John's team to deliver
Yes.
the prize. So
Yes.
thanks again, John, for everything.
Thank you, Flavio.
So our next speaker will be from Nifty Craft, and it will be Vincent. If you're ready, Vincent, to take the stage.
Yes, hi, I am Vincent from Nifty Craft. Thank you, Flav, for organizing this. And thank you, everyone, for hanging on till now. I really like the games and the 3D experiences that were shown so far. They really look like games I would play. Allow me to present to you briefly Nifty Craft. Essentially, Nifty Craft is a 2D sandbox MMORPG with a player-driven economy. So I will give you a quick overview of the game and then dig a little bit into the battle system and its, well, Nifty Craft, so the crafting system and how it relates to the economy. But as you know, no battle, no fun. So obviously all this is work in progress here. So our battle system is inspired by uh, Slay the Spire, but it's got real-time features where you can see the mana actually refills over time, and my skills get spent in real time also without waiting for turns. So it's I can reshuffle from time to time. It's you can say it's Clash Royale meets Slay the Spire that way. I ask my colleagues to make all the NPCs dummies so that I can win as I present, and sure enough, I win. Just so that I can keep moving on and not get stuck, because it does need a little bit of skill. So I do. So this is so an important reason we do it. It's an MMORPG, but 2D, is because we don't want to spend 5 years building the open world. Chris, you mentioned earlier that the environment is one of the biggest drivers of time and budget. So here I collect my loot. This is my open world here. It's just a simple 2D open world, but it's a sandbox. So I can run into other players. I can run into NPCs. So it's really made so that I can have encounters with other players, most importantly, and not kind of like the content treadmill of going from um, from bus to bus, from bus rate. Though I can do bus rates with my friends in the game. So here is some other people in the game, I guess. This is my inventory, and uh, I could have collected some resources such as metal, fiber, skins for hide, and wood in the open world, but I didn't do. I have some in my bag, so I'll just jump to show you like a bunch of the focus we have on having an item and classless system, but with a focus on item economy. So each one of these crafting stations here to refine, here to make tools, flails, pickaxes, wood axes, clothing, druid cowls, mage robes, swords, hammers, bows, and runes. Each one of these crafting stations is essentially, effectively, player-owned. And we have this inspiration kind of from a great game we play, an MMORPG called Albion Online. So here we can extend to the left, to infinity, as many stations as we want, and players bid on owning each of these stations. So that whenever I come and let's say I want to craft this novice sword, I have the resources needed, but the coins here go to the owner of the of the plot, basically. That's a very important part of the overall economy. So you notice you can gather, you can craft, and you can fight, and you can decide to be good at one and not the other. This is why you have a marketplace here, where basically I have some stuff. This is my sell orders. This is my bag. I can, let's say, I decide to sell my pickaxe here, tier 3 pickaxe. Oh, I have to repair it first. This is a sink. Repair is a big sink for us. So let me sell it. And okay, so someone may buy it on the other side. So this market as a whole is a very important hallmark of a player-driven economy for us. Nothing on the market is system-driven or NPC-driven. It's all player-driven. And if you noticed, I got loot from an NPC earlier, and the loot contained some coins. Now, these coins, this relates to the economy and inflation versus deflation. So the coins that drop from that chimera basically will not exist unless some player before me had put some effort in gathering. So here I'm gathering a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see it. My interface is hidden. So every time a player gathers, there is a bit of coin, some coin that go into the pocket of the NPCs, and this is a very important self-regulating system for us because if we don't want you to idly let us print coin. You need to put effort so that we print coin. So you can say really that in a nutshell, supply really grows with hard work. But demand for the coin comes from greed and envy because we encourage some selfish behaviors inside of the open world whereby you have to control some of the zones. This is a small world map. So by controlling some of the zones, you start to get better benefits and better ranking and better recognition than others. It's important to note here that a big driver of demand for the coin is the full loot system, PvP system. So some of the zones are blue or yellow, where okay, you may lose, you don't lose your equipment. But red zones, you lose. It's a full loot PvP, like Escape from Tarkov or RuneScape. So and this will destroy all the items you got. When there are NFTs, it's high stakes, and it's really. We noticed with some of like the early followers that are working with us on the game that it's an exciting moment to basically use the build you have as your entry ticket to a full loot fight. So yeah, this is my build, which allows me to use various skills inside of the game. So I mentioned that PvP is what drives really demand, but I'm not going to go matchmake with somebody here. I can share with you maybe a reaction video from some of the core followers. This is like work in progress, as you see here. You know, pardon the placeholder art, but you can see the reactions. People are very engaged. It's very important for us to have. Multiplayer PvP because this is really what drives the most greed and envy, and therefore demand to the coin. So yeah, you've noticed all these recipes here that I can make for crafting are kind of like similar to your system on the web app FR, where we're actually building what we call a crafting engine in the back end, so that you do all these functionalities, mutate, level up, change, fuse, destroy, salvage, whatever, all these things, all these functionalities that you do with your item economy. But most importantly, the ability to do so across games. So as we build the world of Nifty Craft, we're building this solution Craftware, where beyond the local crafting tables, you can actually sign your game's items to be understood by someone else, by another game who uses Craftware, and vice versa. So you can look at items from other games and allow them to have meaning inside of your games. Now we understand game design and game balance is very sensitive, it's a very fragile thing. This is why we provide within the SDK a library to mutate all these properties. It can only be cosmetic if you want. It can be utility. And this is so basically, yeah, Craftware is developing as we develop an MMORPG. So this is the world of Nifty Craft and Craftware. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you have any questions.
It's perfect. Thank you very much, Vincent. We got the pleasure to have you for our new members presentation as well, and it's good to go through the game itself and also the economy of the game's facets and things that you are actually having and why it makes sense for the players and for the game mechanics as well you're developing. So thanks again, Vincent. Same thing. Do you know the question you would like to ask to everyone?
Yeah.
I can help.
What do you have it? Yeah, just type it.
I have it. Let me just check if I don't want to do a mistake, but I think it's this one. How many resources can you mine in the game right now? Is it this one?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so how many resources can you mine in the game right now? So if you had the answers, I would give you some time to enter it and to give you the opportunity to win one of the NFTs. And actually, if I'm checking the list, it is going to be the no, I will say, I don't know if you already know the rewards we could grant to the people. I see on my list it's 3 rewards, but I don't know what kind of rewards. But maybe you will tell me afterwards. That's fine as well. So giving you some times, but actually I'm seeing already got some answers. Can you see it, Vincent, on the chat?
Yeah, let me type to you on the private chat someone I know who should not win.
Okay, let's do that. Good.
I'm getting haters here.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I won't say anything. Okay,
By the
got
way,
it.
I noticed a question about PC versus mobile. So it's
Yeah.
PC first, but
Mhm.
definitely eventually mobile. Definitely,
Okay,
we're building
good.
with.
You're right.
Yeah,
It was a question. It was a question from the chat. But actually, I want you to select this one if you're okay. Which was I think it was the fastest answers. So it was from Michel Calaswood or maybe Fiverr, maybe one of your acquaintances as well. But actually, it was the fastest one. So I guess he will be the
Fastest
winner.
wins.
Exactly. So congrats, Michel. Thanks again, Vincent. And I know that we are far over time, but I hope that Kirk will be able to present as well. If you got time, Kirk, how you doing?
Hi there, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, perfectly well.
Okay, perfect. Okay, hi there, everyone. I'm Kirk Randall. I'm the CTO of Medland, and yeah, of course, I have time to present.
Awesome.
Sorry, I joined a bit late. I was stuck in traffic.
No, that's okay. Whenever you have time to show your screen, I didn't have the opportunity to tell you that you have the button in the middle, just below, if you want to show your screen and showcase the game or anything else.
Sure, I will just check this screen. Okay, I should be sharing right now.
Yes.
Okay, you guys see my screen. So what I've got to show you is Medland Mayhem is our game at the moment. We're currently working on that. This is kind of the pre-alpha, early development stages, as well as we're working on NFT releases and just generally more development. So, I mean, I'll just hop right into it, and then we'll go from there. Medland Mayhem is a crypto Web3 integrated, or will be a crypto Web3 integrated MOBA. So think League of Legends, Dota style games, but with a different twist on how you win the game by using a point system. So at the moment, this is our main menu. I've muted the audio. So this demo is also playable through itch.io where it's uploaded in a WebGL, so anyone on mobile or desktop can play it. We've built in mobile selectable control schemes, which change the UI based on if you're on desktop or mobile. Once our NFT marketplace is up and running, which will be soon, we're minting a whole set of NFTs soon, you'll be able to click from here and hop to the NFT store. So if we move in, this is our main menu with an example finding a team multiplayer aspect. So you'd be able to view your heroes, information, and inventory. Currently, the game itself so you'll be making yourself an NFT hero and customize your hero, and then equipping fungible tokens that are your skills. And at the moment, we have 90. We have a plan of 90 skills broken up into 3 tiers. So that's 90. And of course, those will be fungible tokens with 60 of the core skills, 20 of the second tier skills, and 10 of the top end skills. So these, once you have that, in this menu, you'll be able to select your skills when they're built in more. There's a bit more information on character select. You're able to look at a bit more data on the characters, etc. And if we hop into the game, we have a small tutorial here. For example, here's 3 skills that are currently working. Yeah, so as the tutorial says, in this game, you'll essentially earn points by defeating enemies. And once a team reaches a max point cap, then they win. And at the moment, I believe we are aiming to have a 1v1, 3v3, and raid mode. So the 1v1 and 3v3 would be PvP, and the raid mode would be 2 teams competing to defeat a boss enemy. And here's some information on just the general guide through on how the game works. So, quick run around. This is just the tutorial page. So if we hop in and press play to the main game, at the moment this is our main game with a bit of guidance, etc. We can run around. We'll have minions spawning soon. Kind of very League of Legends and Dota influenced, obviously, with towers and minions. We can up the graphics quality a little bit. So at the top left and right, you can see your team and your enemy team's points. And this is based on, how many minions you've defeated and how many enemy players you've defeated. For example, there's an AI player at the moment, and the minions coming in. So I can right-click and attack and use abilities to defeat them. Of course, the towers function. Bit of healing. Little bugs here and there. Obviously, it's an early version of the game. But functionally, you can see as the minions are being defeated, the points at the top here are going up and down. Now we'd have boss enemies in the environment. So for example, for now, I can just run past here. We'll have boss enemies in the environment as well. In this map, we'll have, if I run over here, we should run into a big dragon, I believe. There we go. He's a little derpy at the moment, but this lava moat here in the middle would be an example of an environment card, which is another set of NFTs we'll be using which players can implement into the game, or not implement, but players can choose in the lobby and change the environment. So we'd have like a moat of lava, or an area of the map gets flooded, and a whole bunch of different wacky changes that would make the game more interesting. If I go out of the gameplay and load up the main game, yeah, as you can see, the environment cards there. the general short overview of the map there. So we would then work on cosmetics. So players will be able to purchase NFT cosmetics as well as user submitted and approved ones. So changing the maps, weapon skins, clothing, all would be potentially applicable. But we're aiming to kind of link Web 2 and Web 3 gamers together. So we will have two ways of playing the game, with a very rudimentary version in Web 2, which then tries to pull across people to Web 3, which then gives them access to more skills and abilities and heroes, etc. So we essentially want to appeal to the mass market and then pull as much people as we can into the blockchain functionality. The main thing here is we'll have our own normal in-game token called Silver, which would be the Web 2 functionality. Essentially, every game people play, you'll have to put some silver towards it, and the winning team takes the silver. And you can earn silver just by playing games as well. Where essentially everyone kind of puts something into the pot, and the winners split it. And that functionality will work the same for our tokenized Web3 version as well. I mean, that's the quick rundown of the game, really, and our current demo. I can also just do a quick example, because I've shown you the quick UI for the desktop version. But again, like I said, we have mobile controls as well. So if I turn those on, and the game will work just fine on mobile through the WebGL launcher as well. If anyone wants to try it, we can throw a link in chat as well. That should be a quick rundown. Thank you for listening.
Thanks a lot, Kirk. And obviously, if you want me to put the link in the description for the for testing the game, feel free to do so. Before that, if you also remember your question that you would like to ask to the audience, I have it on my side, which is this one, if I'm not mistaken. How many skills will Medland Mayhem have? Is it?
Yep, exactly. I said it at the start, kind of very specifically.
Yeah, I remember actually. So giving you the time to answer that. But yeah, feel free to. So you know what, that we have a private chat in the right corner. So feel free to drop the. Okay, got it. Perfect.
Yeah, got it.
So just give me the time to actually put it on the chat. You got it.
Oh,
and actually got
jumping in really quick.
Yeah, exactly. We got a few answers. So I don't know if you want to pick a winner.
On my screen, Solid Mage got it first, but I will let you choose it.
I agree. Solid Mage. I think you deserve it as well. So congrats, Solid Mage, for being quick and the fastest to give the answer. So same thing. I'm sure that you're pretty familiar of how it works. I will let you fill out the form as well. And we got a question from Ashraf for if you have to share your ETH address. We will figure it out. We will put you in contact with the team. And from that, we will see what kind of address we would need from you. So don't worry. Again, it was a pleasure to have everyone today and had the opportunity to know more about your game and what you're developing and the different having the ability to actually play the game is something very fun as well. So thanks again for everyone. And I wish you a very good end of the week, and I will see you next week. Thanks again. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.